Hi, this is Jonathan. How you guys doing? Today we're discussing about pickups, active versus passive. So stick around. I've always used EMGs all through my career. I started using them back in 1986 when I first had it on my old Japanese Strat, and never looked back since then. In the clubs that I used to play, we didn't want. I just didn't want any 60-cycle hum coming through my amps. And as the year progresses, I went into studio recording, so I became a sessionist full-time as well as a recording engineer. And any engineer or producer would hate you if you have, or will not call you back again for any session if you have noise coming out of a guitar, especially 60-cycle hums. And there are many occasions in the studio or in sessions where there's no call for using a humbucker, like a Gibson Les Paul or SG. So sometimes there is the need for strats and stuff like that. And that's where the EMG comes in, the active pickups comes in, because there's a total elimination of 60-cycle hums. And later on, when I did concerts, big concerts in arenas, in stadiums, and again, when you're on stage with a gazillion amount of electronic equipment, you're gonna have like buzz coming out everywhere, humming, electrical interference. So the EMG helps again because you have to eliminate a whole lot of areas of that, especially when it comes to lighting, because little lights, the park cans and everything that's nearby you will cause interference, and the EMGs help in a way. And that has been my history with EMGs. And I have passive pickups in the past, like I used to own a bunch of Ibanez guitars and stuff like that. And they used to have like passive guitars, or passive pickups, and they're pretty good. So I kind of know that passive pickups gives you the variety of tones. as opposed to the materials that's been used, like Nico 2 as opposed to Nico 5, as opposed to ceramics. So I know about that, and I really appreciate that, because it gives you the versatility of tones. A month ago, or maybe more than a month, I procured this Harley Benton roasted maple HSH. Well, this guitar is basically the same as the loop that I was showing earlier on. Well, that is the Ernie Musicman Luke 2. It has the EMG pickups, and then it has the lock-in tuners with bird's eye roasted maple neck. This is almost similar. It has lock-in tuners, roasted maple neck, but the pickup configurations are different. And again, this is passive as opposed to active. Great tremolo system for both. And I just wanted to do some modification to it so that I could actually play it and use it for concerts and recordings. So being a guitar that is kind of thin sounding because of the stainless steel frets and the roasted maple neck, I decided to swap out the original Roswell, which I find was too thin for this pickup, for this guitar. So I decided to have Seymour Duncans on it. So I had the pulley gates on the neck, the classic stack on the middle, and the 59 custom hybrid on the bridge. And that more or less gives me the mids and the lows that this guitar is lacking. So it kind of enhanced the playability of this guitar. And I'm loving this guitar right now, just as much as I love my Luke. I've always loved the Luke, and this guitar has been with me for many years. I use it for countless sessions, countless gigs. And the discussion between active and the passive and active pickups has always been going on. You know, the active pickups has its advantages. The disadvantages of having active pickups are the batteries. You know, you have to have a 9-volt battery in there, and then, you know, what bugs me is that every time I do a sound check, you know, after a sound check, I have to unplug the jack, guitar jack for the guitar, or else, you know, you'd just be, you know, drawing out the juice from the batteries. And the other thing is that when I'm not using this guitar and I put it in the case, I must remember to take out the 9-volt battery. There are cases where, you know, the batteries leak after many months or years of no use, of no non-usage, and then the batteries leak, and it's a whole mess because sometimes it gets so bad because it corrodes. You have to change the whole battery compartment, and that's a pain. The passive pickups have no problems like this, but the only problem that you have on passive pickups is the dreaded 60 cycle hum. This guitar came in pretty well shielded. It has split core. So, but when I start core splitting the humbuckers, the 60 cycle hum will appear. There's a guarantee. The middle pickup, the classic stack, is actually a stack, meaning it's a humbucker in a single coil format. But when you start splitting it, core splitting it, the 60 cycle hum will just come back. So that's the thing that you have to deal with. So for some of you guys out there who are just starting playing the electric guitar, or starting gigging with electric guitars, or you guys would probably love your Les Pauls, you probably love your Strat like I do, and you're wondering, you know, should I use active or should I use passive? This video is kind of like a guide for you. This is just a rough guide. I'm not a purist. I'm not really a technical guy. I'm just somebody who loves to play guitar, you know. And it depends on what your needs are. I mean, the situation that you're in, the places that you're playing, you know. And for me, having a active pickup serves its purpose because, like I said, you know, total elimination of 60 cycle hum. The passive pickups give me the how should I call it, the more organic feel of pickups, like, you know, that it just brings out certain aspects of the guitar. The EMGs, they have a sort of a set sound, you know, a sort of a template. A lot of people says they don't like EMGs because it sounds really compressed, and that's true to a certain extent. But it's actually a balanced sound because all the you know, it's active pickup, so everywhere, every string is balanced in a way. So you can strum all you want, and it's like having an eternal compressor, sort of. Whereas for the passive pickups, you know, things can go a bit haywire if you're not compressing your guitar, or you're not adjusting your bow pieces and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the guitar is going through a chain of effects, and you have your effects and your outboard gears and whatever. And when you are laying it all down with effects, with reverb and delay, and especially with like choruses and distortion, it will kind of mask everything. It will kind of like gloss over whatever you're thinking to achieve by having different pickups, because it's gonna be the effects. You're gonna hear just the effects. The only way I feel that I can hear the tonal quality of a pickup through a guitar is through low gain, really low gain situations, or mid gain. Then I can hear how a guitar sound like with this pickup. And for some of you Strat players out there, you probably know what I'm talking about when we switch to a second position, the fourth position in between. We love that Mark Knopfler sound, the Strat sound, and we will pursue it, And these are situations where you can actually hear the tonal quality of the guitar in low to mid range, the mid gain situation. But once you boost it up with heavy distortion and stuff like that, everything just goes out, and you can probably hear a little bit of the guitar, but then the distortion will just take over the bulk of the tones. So that's something to consider. So before you spend money on whatever you're thinking of doing, just have this in mind. We musicians don't make a lot of money. I mean, times are really bad these days, so we need to kind of like sit down and think very carefully about what we want to procure. I mean, there are those guys around out there, who have money to spare. So if that's the case, then they just ignore what I said, okay? But for working musicians like me and you, we have to like really consider very slowly and take into consideration what we need and what we don't need. So I hope you like this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up, and if you want to, just subscribe. I want to give you guys out there great thanks, because I just hit the 455 subscriber. So it's all because of you that I'm making these videos. And again, I hope you enjoy the videos I've been putting out, and discuss, put in the comments what the questions that you need to ask, and discussions. Just keep it clean, and until next time when I see you again, ciao, take care, God bless.